Alrighty, so today is Sunday, August 29th. My dad actually got a new mower, so I'm gonna unload this brush because we're gonna go pick up that mower and I think a load of hay from my grandparents' farm, because we've been feeding hay and we don't like feeding this year's hay. We're gonna feed some old hay. So I'm gonna go do this, and then once I unload this, I'll talk about the fair with the tractor and everything that went on with it. But I'm gonna unload this first. So I got the blade hooked up. So this summer we've gone like 70 days without rain. I think since like June. We haven't had rain since like early June. And then these past like 2 weeks it's been raining a lot. So our grass was dead. We haven't mowed in 2 months. I'll show you in a little bit how tall the grass is. We just got done mowing. But grass was 6-8 inches tall. Like I said, we haven't had to mow. Just sprouted up in the past 2 weeks, but it rained a lot, washed out the driveway, so I'm gonna have to do some blading on it, try to get it looking good again, and so there's not huge ruts in it. And then I'm not sure what else I'm gonna do, but as far as right now, I know for sure I'm gonna go fix the driveway. I think it's gonna rain more this week. Hopefully it won't wash it out again, but if it does, I guess we'll just fix it again. It's not a big deal. So today's Sunday, like I said. So last Saturday, so 8 days ago, was the last day of the fair. So I'm sure y'all saw last Thursday. I think I showed that when we took it to the fair. Maybe I didn't. Or I mean to my friend's house, Noah's house. We took it over there Thursday. So Thursday we drove him around his house a while. And then they went outside in the middle of the night, because he has hunting dogs and they were barking. And they came over to the tractor and seen it was leaking a bunch of fuel. So they came and got me. I spent the night at his house. And you can see right there, it was leaking. A bunch all around there. I mean, you can't see where it was leaking, but that's where it was leaking. So this had water in it, or gas in it. So we took that apart and we found some caulk sealer stuff that said it was good for sealing and making gaskets to hold antifreeze and oil and gas and all that stuff. So we figured that worked. So we put that around there, and I had forgotten to turn the gas off and put it back together. So then Friday we drove them to the fair. So that took us a little over an hour, and I think that was like 7.5 miles or something like that. So we drove it to the fair. So then we stopped at a gas station, filled it up on the way there. So I let them sit there Friday. I wasn't there Saturday. And then Sunday they were there taking their animals out that they show. And they called me and said they needed to move it, but it wouldn't start. So I was going over there to spend the night with them, because they take their campers out there. So I was going to spend the night with them. And so when I went there, I tried to start it. It wouldn't start. And so I opened the gas tank and it was empty. So like I said, it ran empty. Dumb me just forgot to shut the gas off again. So some guy said it was leaking out of the overflow on the carburetor, right there. So this carburetor was rebuilt a long time ago. Wouldn't surprise me if the float's bad in it or something. And so with me leaving the gas on, the pressure, whatever, it just came out the overflow. But either way, it leaked out a whole tank. So Monday morning, my dad brought me gas, and then there was a parade. I have some pictures for that I'll put on here at the end. So me and my friends drove in the parade and everything. It was all fine. So then it sat there all week until Saturday. So I took another 5 gallons just to fill it most of the way up. Then I drove in the parade, which we did a different parade to a couple retirement homes. There's a bunch of older people, some retirement communities, and they thought it was pretty cool. They were all sitting out on their porches and balconies and everything. So that was a total of like a 2 hour and 30-minute parade. Plus we went around the fairgrounds a couple times. So that was fun. Then I spent the night again there Saturday. Sunday, we drove from the fairgrounds to my one friend's house. The 3 of us did. My 2 friends each had their tractors too. And then me and Chase went to his house from Noah's. And then once we got to Chase's house, I drove from his house to my house. So it was a total of a little bit over 20 miles, probably close to 21, 22 miles from the fairgrounds to here. Like I said, I did it in 3 different trips. Each time I stopped a little bit, hung out. But I was pretty impressed. I was impressed with the fact that it stayed running and went all that way. It didn't shut off when I was driving it. A couple things kind of sucked that happened. Well, number one, leaking all the fuel out. That kind of irritated me. And I think we're gonna have to rebuild the carburetor at some point. But you know, that was my fault for leaving the gas on. Number two, the handle, the lock broke for the park brake. So you're supposed to press the brake pedal down. And when you pull up, it's supposed to click as it's going up and then latch. Well, the little latch inside of there broke off. So now the park brake won't hold, which we're gonna have to get that fixed because we use that a lot. So it kind of sucks that didn't work, or that broke. And then I'm trying to think. I thought there was one other thing. Maybe not. I didn't have no tires go flat or anything really. This one's starting to go flat a little bit, but I just got done using it. Yeah, you can see my lights and everything. Still good and working. I just thought there was something else, but maybe I'll remember. We're at Noah's house. We finished painting the grill. So got that all looking good. And yeah, for the most part, I was impressed with how it did. So I'd call it a pretty good run for it, or event. That was the furthest it's been driven. So I just remembered what the last thing was. At the end of that last clip, I said that's first been driven. Obviously not the first time it's been driven. First time it's been driven on the road, really, for a good run. The other thing was, on Saturday, when I filled it up, I went to start it, it wouldn't start, and cranked, would not start. I gave it a break, cranked it some more, and ended up the battery dying. So, but when I first started cranking it, the battery was real strong, so I'm not really sure what happened there. So Chase hooked it up behind his 660 Oliver, and he pull started me through the fairgrounds. Finally got it started. I put it in 5th gear, I think, 4th, 5th gear, and then just let off the clutch once we got going. That got it started. So I was a little sketched out driving it home and everything, just because I didn't know what it was going to do, but it did good. If I just remember to shut the gas off, which normally I do, and maybe rebuild the carburetor sometime, that won't be a problem. We can fix the brake thing, and I'm really not sure why it didn't start. It had to be pull start. I don't know, but it was a good run for it. So yeah, guys, those are the pictures from the fair. One of them, that was just a picture before we did the parade. One of them was at the start of the parade. The one of them, we were in the Dairy Queen parking lot, and then I don't remember what the other one was. I have to go back and look at them. Sorry I made that, like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago. Never posted it, never got around to it. But posted it today. So yeah, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.